Come on up!
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. This episode will excite, scare, and have your heart racing in ways you never thought possible. Without wasting too much of your precious time, let's jump right into it. This has got to be one of the best bits of footage I've ever seen of a Bigfoot. The footage introduces us to a large being or creature moving through the woods. It stands at an impressive height of 7 to 8 feet tall. It makes you wonder what this creature could be. I mean, if you were to see it in real life, you'd be scared and wondering, which is exactly what happened to the one recording the footage. Once it made its way online, however, the paranormal community decided that the figure in the video had to be a Bigfoot, ruling out the possibility of it being a bear or ape. I mean, given its height and mass, it couldn't have been any of those creatures anyway. The allure of Bigfoot sightings has been a part of folklore and cryptozoology for decades, with enthusiasts and researchers eagerly seeking evidence of these mysterious beings. The quality of this particular footage adds to the intrigue as it provides a clear and detailed glimpse of the purported Bigfoot in its natural habitat. These creatures have taken over our woodlands, and we should not be surprised if soon we see them at our doorsteps. Ever experienced a real-life Matrix glitch? Well, here's a bizarre one for you. A man walks into his kitchen only to find a drop of water suspended in mid-air beneath the faucet. Now, before you dismiss it as clever editing, hold on. The man decides to put the glitch to the test. He swipes his finger through the suspended water, and lo and behold, it falls on his finger like a perfectly ordinary drop. These surreal situations fuel the belief in a cosmic simulation. Are we merely players in a grand virtual reality, or is this just a cosmic hiccup on this reality-defying phenomenon? Check this out, another potential glitch in the Matrix. This girl's hair was stuck mid-air close to a wall with nothing holding onto it. After a while, she pulls her hair and it goes back to normal. For this, it could be a glitch in the Matrix. It could also be that a strand of her hair was clinging to the wall, but the strand is so tiny it looks invisible. Now that I say that out loud, it doesn't sound possible or smart. It definitely has to be CGI. This could offer a rational explanation, creating the illusion of an otherworldly event. However, in a world where unusual phenomena challenges our understanding of the ordinary, it's not out of the realm of possibility that we're witnessing a glitch in the Matrix. What do you think? Is it CGI, tiny hairs, or a sign that things in our world are a bit wackier than we think? In western Massachusetts, a hunter recently had an intriguing encounter that left him questioning whether he had stumbled upon a legendary creature or a simple tree branch. The creature was standing among some broken tree branches, so he was not sure if what he saw was a Bigfoot or a tree branch. It was brown, and he was about 7 feet or more, making it look like one of the branches. Faced with the potential danger of encountering an elusive and powerful creature like Bigfoot with only a bow for protection, the hunter opted for a cautious approach. Instead of confronting the unknown, he wisely decided to capture the moment through a photograph. This decision not only ensured his safety, but also provided an opportunity to scrutinize the image later for a more informed analysis. What do you think? Is that a Bigfoot or a tree branch? A dinosaur is already back from extinction. A man came across a building that was shaking vigorously. As he zoomed in on what was happening, he noticed something quite disturbing. From the roof of the building emerged the strange head of a creature that did not resemble anything like the regular animals that we know. The creature was very tall because it was towering over the houses, and it seemed hidden behind a tree. However, you could still see its head. It was oddly shaped like one of those dinosaurs we see in the movies. The man is very convinced that it is indeed a dinosaur. Well, we don't have much info on the footage, but if it is as he says, then humans have got a lot coming for them. Personally, though, I doubt that's a T-Rex. It would have been much bigger. But who knows? Here we have another footage of dinosaurs that was taken on a farmland. In the footage, we can see a little girl running around with what looks like tiny dinosaurs. The footage, when inspected, has no signs of editing or CGI, meaning that it's legit. I don't know how to feel about the dinosaurs living among us. We all know what happened in Jurassic World. Though it was a movie, how things played out will not be any different if dinosaurs are indeed amongst us. Do we even have the technology to protect ourselves from them? So here we are, caught between awe and a healthy dose of caution. What's your take on this mini dino spectacle? Are we witnessing the dawn of a dino era, or is this just a quirky moment in the annals of farmland adventures? Ever heard of the conspiracies behind the fake sun and moon? Initially, I didn't really pay much attention until this footage came along. A woman was in a park during nightfall when she noticed this: two suns setting. One sun takes on a vibrant orange hue while the other radiates a bright yellow light. This unexpected and perplexing sight has sparked curiosity and raised questions about what might be happening in the sky. The presence of two suns is not known in our part of the world. Our solar system has only one sun, so this is already a problem. We don't know what's going on or how this is possible. Nature, with its breathtaking beauty and inherent mysteries, often presents us with awe-inspiring spectacles that challenge our understanding of the world. This fascinating piece of footage captured on a boat in the Durban Sea, South Africa, has added another layer to the mystery of nature. This video showcases a mesmerizing sight where the sea seems to be divided into two distinct sections. The waters, for reasons not immediately apparent, refuse to mix, creating a visual spectacle that has left onlookers in a state of wonder and amazement. As you sail through this mesmerizing spectacle, the question hangs in the air like mist on the sea. What in the world could be the explanation for this? Instead of giving you the answer right away, let's treat this like trivia. Does anyone know the answer? While driving by the woods, this person comes across a creature walking among the trees in the woods. A mysterious creature strolled among the trees. And get this, it's not your everyday woodland critter. Nope, it's walking on two legs like a full-on bipedal situation. Now the trees are doing a little dance, playing peekaboo with our creature friend, but there's no mistaking it. We might just be witnessing a real-life Bigfoot here, folks. I mean, unless someone's decided to throw on a furry costume and take a leisurely stroll in the woods for reasons that escape us. But come on, with all these howls and growls in the background, we're leaning toward the Bigfoot theory. What do you think? While checking out an abandoned building, an adventurer was interrupted by a strange creature that creeped out of the open window. There, crawling into the building, is a pale humanoid creature with huge dark eyes. Its body was slender and its hands had claws. Our adventurer, being the sensible human they are, doesn't stick around for a meet and greet. Nope, they hightail it out of there faster than you can say, "Spooky surprise." Can't blame them, really. Now let's dive into this creature. It's like a weird mix of mysterious and maybe a touch of creepy. It's like the long-lost cousin of the rake. Before you watch the next clip, could you please hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment if you haven't already? It goes a long way to make it possible to create more videos like this for you. Thank you for doing so. Moving back to the day's episode. What do we have here? Someone videoed this strange moment during a rainstorm. The rain was pouring heavily on one side of the road, while the side the person was recording was untouched. But when you look at the skies, both have rainy clouds on them. So what do you think is happening here? It's like Mother Nature's playing a game of rain dodgeball, and this person just happened to catch the action in full swing. One side drenched, the other side not a drop in sight. It's a meteorological mystery. Castles are historic places that hold a lot of history and stories over the years. Some are just tales, while some are real and even proven. We have footage that was taken on a foggy night at a castle in Scotland. Take a look. There in the fog from a distance is a castle, and slightly above it is a flying creature. The creature looks too big to be the usual bird, and when you take a close look, its wings resemble bat wings. Now you are getting the picture. This creature reminds me of a dragon. These creatures are just characters of folklore, so how is this thing here? My assistant Steve thinks it's a witch, and here I am wondering why he would even think that in the first place. Either way, this could just be edited footage to prank us all. What do you guys think? A trail camera set in the forest at UP, Michigan, captured a strange creature that has left quite a debate on Facebook. In the image, we can see a creature, but the creature looks hazy, indicating that the creature was moving when the photo was taken. But the creature itself, oh boy, it's not your everyday forest dweller. Take a look at its bony shoulders and skinny arms. It appears to have glowing eyes as well. Some Facebook users say this is a dog, a pit bull, but others think this could be a skinwalker. Unfortunately, there's not much to work with. It's a blurry snapshot, and the more you squint, the more questions pop up. So the Facebook jury is still out on this one. Dog, mysterious creature, or maybe the elusive skinwalker. Who knows? Here we have another footage of a dinosaur that was captured in the sky. The flying creature looks nothing like a bird. Just look at its webbed wings and long beak. And just the sheer size of it alone from that distance is enough proof that this is no ordinary bird. I'm not gonna lie, the thought of seeing creatures we see only in movies is very exciting, just like meeting your favorite actor or actress in real life. But this is not the kind of celebrity we would be pleased to take a photo with or shake hands with. And that leads us to the big question. Are we ready for this? The thought of encountering movie-worthy creatures in the flesh is exhilarating, but when those creatures are more interested in a meal than a fan club, things get a bit dicey. Turtles are very reserved creatures. When I see them, I feel like they're missing out on life because of how slow they are. But this footage I came across put my mind in a new perspective. There, a unique footage taken of a sea turtle jumping out of the sea and going back in. I thought these guys were slow. Just look at how it pulls a few acrobatic skills before diving back into the water. That was amazing. I bet a dolphin could never pull that. So next time you see a turtle moseying along, just remember, beneath that seemingly laid-back exterior might be a sea ninja turtle. Dogman and werewolves are two mythical creatures, both canine and as elusive as the Bigfoot. In this Trailcam image, we can see what looks like a canine on its 2 feet walking in the forest. The unique characteristics of the creature have fueled speculation among Facebook users, with contrasting opinions on its identity. Some assert that it resembles a dog, specifically a pit bull, pointing to its bony shoulders and skinny arms as potential canine features. Others, however, veer into the realm of the supernatural, suggesting that this enigmatic being could be a skinwalker, a creature from Native American folklore capable of transforming into various animal forms. And here we are, caught in the middle of this debate. On that note, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now before I send that creature after you. On a more serious note, it really helps us out a ton and gives us the opportunity to keep making these videos for you. So please do so and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you very much. Imagine going for a walk at night when you come across this creature. A wolf-like creature walking on 2 feet. This is what is known as the Dogman. The stories surrounding the Dogman are like whispers in the night, tales of encounters that send shivers down the spine. Some say it's a guardian of the woods, while others paint it as a creature of the unknown, a spectral presence that chooses the night for its walks. This image leaves a lot to debate about. Could this be another of the many Dogman sightings, or is this just an edited picture? While at the beach, this person noticed something unusual about the wave pattern on the sea. Instead of the horizontal, he saw square waves on the sea, which is quite unusual. This is uncommon and occurs when 2 ocean swells collide at right angles, creating powerful rip currents and unpredictable waves. The collision can result in strong rip tides, making it dangerous for anyone around at the time. So here's the deal. If you ever spot square waves, it's not the time to channel your inner daredevil. These cross-sea collisions can create riptides that are not to be messed with. It's nature's way of saying, hey, maybe find a safer spot to enjoy the view. The ocean, when afar, is very beautiful until you find yourself surrounded by it. While on a voyage, a ship came face to face with a huge monster of a wave that left the crew in the ship screaming in fear for their lives. The ocean is unpredictable and on bad days can lift waves as high as mountains to swallow up ships and boats no matter how big they are. The unpredictable nature of the sea, influenced by weather patterns, currents, and other dynamic factors, informs sailors to approach the maritime environment with a profound sense of respect and caution. In Minnesota, a creature has been spotted roaming the woods. The sighting of a mysterious creature in Minnesota has sparked intrigue and speculation as eyewitnesses describe a juvenile creature with similarities to Bigfoot but with distinctive features that set it apart. This being stands at a height of approximately 3 to 4 feet, presenting a unique combination of characteristics that raises questions about its identity and potential classification as a new species. The creature's dark eyes and unusually large mouth differentiated from the typical features associated with Bigfoot sightings. The fur on its head sticks out in various directions like it's had a bad hair day. What do you think this is? Ever had one of those moments where you knew that your life was on the line? Well, here we have footage recorded from the GoPro camera on a biker's helmet. While riding on a path in the woods, he was spotted by a grizzly bear. I'm guessing the bear was curious about the biker, or it was really hungry because it gave the biker a hot chase, not even backing down for a second. Don't underestimate bears because of their size. They are very good runners. The bear chased the biker, still not giving up. Unfortunately, the biker came to a path that was blocked by a tree branch, and judging by the speed of the bear, it could catch up to him. So he got off the bike and ran as fast as he could. We don't know what happened after that, but it seems the biker got out of there safely. We've heard a lot about Bigfoot and seen a number of bits of footage of them, and even some suspected vocalizations from them. However, this video makes me question a lot of things.
Are you Daryl from Progressive?
This man came across what he believed to be a Bigfoot in the woods. He started filming the creature, and the creature moved behind the trees. He proceeded to ask it a question, and the creature made a squeaky sound in response to what he said.
Are you Daryl from Progressive?
This sounds nothing like the Bigfoot vocalizations we hear, and if this is true, does it mean the elusive creature can't communicate? You know that uneasy feeling of someone watching you when you're walking in the dark, but you turn and nothing is there? How would you feel if you turned and saw something? Imagine how petrified you'd be. Well, in this footage, this man didn't have to imagine it because he had experienced it, at least in part. He'd gone for a walk one night with his dog to take a breather when he felt eyes upon him. Turning around, he found a pair of glowing eyes staring straight at him past the dog that was just behind him. The creature was concealed in the darkness, but judging by the size of the eyes, it must have been something quite substantial. That leaves us and anyone else who has seen the footage wondering, what exactly could that be? Now, this is one for the books. In the mystical realm of the internet, back in 2017, a Facebook user named Kelly embarked on a stroll through the woods, casually filming herself. Little did she know, her video would unveil something extraordinary: two tiny, dark figures making their way through the same woods. The online world exploded with speculation as netizens let their imaginations run wild. Some threw out the possibility of these creatures being little people, while others concocted a myriad of theories to explain the mysterious figures. Looking at it, I don't believe they're little people, but then again, it's the kind of stuff that fuels late-night conversations and stirs the pot of paranormal enthusiasts. So I throw it to you. What do you think this is? In the security footage, an enigmatic entity was captured in motion outside. The figure appears to be humanoid in shape, yet it's composed of what seems like smoke or mist. While the footage lacks clarity, the discernible bipedal movement suggests an otherworldly presence. Could this be a manifestation of a ghostly entity? The ethereal nature of the figure certainly leaves room for speculation. The eerie and mysterious quality of this sighting raises more questions than it does answers, inviting us to ponder the nature of such a phenomena. The world of social media is no stranger to the eerie and unsettling, and this TikTok user's video is a prime example. In this hair-raising footage, the user returns home after running an errand only to be confronted by a nightmarish sight. Inside his own house, a devilish-looking figure with glowing eyes is peering out from behind a glass window. The figure stares at him, unblinking and otherworldly, before eventually turning its back and vanishing into the darkness of the house. What's particularly chilling about this account is that the TikTok user claims to live alone, seemingly ruling out the possibility of a prank or someone else being responsible for the eerie apparition. Not to sound over the top, but I think this guy needs holy water in his home. Before you watch the next clip, could you please hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment if you haven't already? It goes a long way to make it possible to create more videos for you. Thank you for doing so. Moving back to the day's episode. In our ever-evolving world, new and undiscovered creatures continue to emerge, awaiting exploration and recognition, such is the case of this next footage. An Australian man was jogging in the morning when he came across a strange creature on the ground. The creature had a huge head and a long tail with small black eyes. Its skin was semi-transparent. It looked undeveloped and looked like an undeveloped sea creature washed onto the land. However, when scientists came across the footage, they were unable to identify the creature. I almost thought it was a squid, but I was sharply reprimanded. So I turned to you guys. What do you think we're dealing with here? For our next clip, we find ourselves amid an intriguing and atmospheric moment captured on camera in the enchanting landscapes of Scotland. The setting is adorned with the promise of a brewing storm as the dark clouds gather ready to unleash their elemental fury. Amidst this breathtaking display of nature's might, there's an unexpected coalesce, an enigmatic twist. As the ominous clouds, our attention is drawn to something truly captivating, a congregation of radiant orbs like celestial dancers circling the resplendent orange sun. This mesmerizing sight raises a series of questions that begs for answers. What could these luminous orbs signify? Are they envoys from distant galaxies, UFOs making their presence known, or perhaps is there a more terrestrial explanation, one that resides within the boundaries of our understanding? Some believe so. They believe it might be nothing more than flares from divers or some military aircraft. While that sounds logical, a second look at the footage and you'll realize that there's no way it could be any of these. So what then is this? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. If you made it this far and haven't hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, could you do that before we go on? Thank you very much. It means a lot. So moving back to today's episode. If I didn't know any better, I would assume that this is a seal chewing gum, but it's an actual species of seal called the hooded seal. Hooded seals are indeed a fascinating and unique species, known for their distinct nasal hood that males can inflate and the striking appearance it gives them. Comparing one to a seal chewing gum is a whimsical and creative way to describe their appearance. These seals are well adapted to their cold and challenging environments, primarily found in the Arctic and North Atlantic. While they may not be engaging in chewing gum, their behavior and features are captivating in their own right. Hooded seals are skilled swimmers, spending much of their lives in the ocean and occasionally coming ashore for breeding and molting. Seen one? Tell us your experience. Next, we have a security camera that recently captured an intriguing yet eerie scene. The footage reveals a dog standing on the balcony, attentively observing the surroundings. Suddenly, a pair of mysterious legs clad in black pants dashes across the frame. Strangely, instead of reacting with alarm, the dog wags its tail seemingly unfazed and tracks the movement of the legs. This raises an interesting question. Could this be a hoax? Typically, animals are known to be sensitive to paranormal activity, and one might expect the dog to bark or exhibit signs of distress. However, the dog's seemingly nonchalant response prompts skepticism. One possible explanation could be that the legs belong to a spirit or entity familiar to the dog. Now that I say it out loud, it sounds like a stretch, but what do you think about the whole thing? Next, we have footage from a man who believes that we are living in a simulation. After watching the footage, I can't blame him for thinking so. Take a look. You see it, don't you? How does a car this large get trapped that way between two buildings? It wouldn't have been an issue if it looked like a crash, but here we have a car facing upward between two buildings in a way that should not be possible if we're being logical. Most often, the glitch in the Matrix arguments seem far-fetched, but unless there's some avant-garde architectural design at play here, the whole scene seems like a glitch in the Matrix. I mean, cars are supposed to be on the road, not defying gravity between buildings, right? It leaves you wondering, is this an intentional installation, or did someone hit the wrong button in the reality control room? In the middle of the night, on a highway street, this interesting yet eerie video clip was captured. In the footage, we see a few cars drive by, as is expected on a highway. However, something unusual occurs. After the two cars pass, a creature crosses the street purposefully to avoid a collision. At first glance, one might assume this is a black or gray hairless stray dog on the run, and maybe a deer going back home as well. But let's zoom in. Nope, that is definitely not a dog or a deer. It appears to be a humanoid. While I suspect a human experiment had gone wrong, my team members were quick to point out that it could simply be a skinwalker, and I must say I agree with them. But where is it headed? Why cross the street in that form? Is there something we're missing or don't know? Please share your thoughts or insights with us if you have any. In this video clip, we see a typical family moment at home with beautifully designed carpets of various colors. In the corner, just behind them, we spot a small and unusual creature. It's cute and black with hair resembling that of an ape or bear. The creature playfully moves before it's revealed to have a string or thread attached to it. It's held by the speaker, and shortly after the playful movements, the man opens the door and steps outside to remove his shoes, with the creature closely following. All who've seen the creature believe it's a baby Bigfoot. Frankly, I can see it being one, but what about you? Do you see it? When you clicked this video, did you ever think you'd see a baby Bigfoot? Well, there you have it. But what at all will drive someone to tie this little one with a thread? And why would you keep a baby Bigfoot? What would you do when it hits adolescence and starts to grow rapidly? What if its family comes searching? In the dead of night, a man found himself under the watchful gaze of two pairs of glowing eyes tracking his every move. The darkness obscured the identity of the mysterious observers, leaving him in a state of uncertainty. What he could discern hinted at something otherworldly, a faint outline of a pale creature low to the ground, moving stealthily. Questions lingered in the night air. Was it the infamous Rake, a creature of urban legend known for lurking in the shadows? Or could it be a case of misidentification, a nocturnal being innocent in its nocturnal activities? Encounters with creatures like Bigfoot are the stuff of legends and campfire tales, but for one man in Tennessee, it became a very real and unforgettable experience. It all began with strange vocalizations echoing through the lush green lands, a haunting combination of howls and growls. Intrigued, the man decided to follow the eerie sounds. His journey led him to a set of enormous footprints in the mud, tracks that were far too large to belong to a human. The discovery added an extra layer of mystery and intrigue to the situation. As he was inspecting the prints, the man's heart must have raced when he heard rustling leaves in the brush ahead. He turned to find himself face to face with a peeking Bigfoot. The creature stared at him, a moment frozen in time before vanishing into the woods. A rider cruising through a wooded path was met with a curious sight, a peculiar figure standing on the ground mere inches tall. Clocking in at about a foot in height, this tiny being stood motionless on the road. The rider, struck by an unusual encounter, entertains the notion that it could be a jinn, a concept rooting in Islamic beliefs as mischievous spirits. Yet upon closer inspection, the creature appears to be more plant-like, nestled on the side of the path. The juxtaposition of its small stature against the forest backdrop raises questions about its true nature. Is it a mere botanical oddity, or could it harbor a supernatural and malevolent entity? I guess we'll never know. Technology, our modern ally in capturing the extraordinary, recently played a crucial role in unveiling our next clip, which is nothing short of a dramatic scene. Picture this: a person navigating their drone camera through the snowy aftermath of a heavy snowstorm in the woods when suddenly the lens catches a man in frantic escape. What's chasing him? None other than a colossal bear. As the drone approaches for a closer look, the bear, mid-pursuit, takes notice of the flying intruder. In a moment of shared recognition, the bear turns to acknowledge the airborne spectator before resuming its chase. The fate of the man remains uncertain, but it is our hope that he managed to outrun the bear and find safety. A family enjoying their time on their remote wooded property got an unexpected surprise when their vigilant dog alerted them to something in their backyard. Intrigued and perhaps a little anxious, they ventured over to investigate the source of their dog's excitement. What they encountered left them both intrigued and somewhat unsettled. There, amidst the trees and darkness, they noticed a pair of eyes peering back at them. These eyes blinked and darted about, suggesting that whatever they belonged to was moving stealthily among the trees. The question that now loomed over them was this: what could possibly be lurking in the woods? Was it merely some harmless nocturnal creatures going about their business, or was there something more enigmatic and potentially sinister concealed within the depths of the forest? The answer remains shrouded in the mystery of the woods. Delving into the realm of UFO sightings, a notable piece of footage emerged in 2013, which is now going viral due to the various alien conspiracy theories. Passenger aboard an aircraft captured an intriguing formation of lights. These mysterious lights were arranged to create a triangle pattern, which brings to mind nothing but UFOs. Initially, the lights remained stationary, casting a glow across the sky. However, when they eventually started to move, the coordination was so precise that it suggested a single unified craft. The catch? Human-made aircraft don't typically fit the bill for this triangular formation. Left with no conventional explanation, the footage fuels speculation that what was captured in those skies might just be a UFO, an unidentified flying object, potentially of extraterrestrial origin. Nighttime intruders can be a cause for alarm and uncertainty, especially when they take on a strange and unsettling appearance. In this case, a homeowner was awakened by the sound of his dog barking and scratching at the door. Investigating the commotion, he was confronted with an unusual creature peering through the glass window, a sight like nothing he had ever seen before. What could this thing be? As far as he could tell, it looked like a canine, but with markings on its face that he'd never seen before. He uploaded the footage online, and the community has been divided about it. That doesn't help the owner, as encounters like these can be deeply disconcerting, leaving the observer with more questions than answers. In this case, there's also a concern for safety because his dog is scared of the creature and only barks from afar when the animal visits. Can anyone help? This is a dinosaur that was found frozen in ice. They thawed the ice thinking it might be dead. But no, it jumped out and started going about its life like it would have 1,000,000 years ago. I'm just messing with you, that's not true. Behold the majestic shoebill stork, a bird so impressive that at first glance it might seem like a creature out of a fantasy realm. But rest assured, this is no mythical creation. It's the real deal. The shoebill, native to central tropical Africa, is recognized for its distinctive shoe-shaped bill reaching lengths of over 9 inches. These large birds, standing 4 to 5 feet tall, are primarily piscivorous and adept at catching fish in marshy waters. Solitary by nature, they exhibit a patient hunting style, standing motionless for extended periods. Classified as vulnerable, shoebills face threats from habitat loss and hunting. They're known to live up to 35 years in the wild. The shoebill stork is a living testament to the wonders of the avian world. With a bill that looks like it could have been borrowed from a dinosaur, this magnificent bird stands as a testament to the incredible diversity found in the animal kingdom. A possible rake sighting is certainly an intriguing and spine-tingling prospect. In the heart of the night, a peculiar creature is discovered perched on a wooden structure within a field. The creature is characterized by its glowing eyes and a body that appears eerily human and crouched. This unsettling presence sits atop the structure for a time, an eerie silhouette against the darkness. Then, with an almost supernatural grace, it jumps off and vanishes into the obscurity of the night. Whether this is indeed a sighting of a rake or something else entirely remains a mystery, but it's an encounter that tantalizes the imagination, does it not? In a mysterious turn of events, a security camera recorded the eerie presence of 2 entities floating on the street. These spectral figures, with a ghostly, smoky appearance, move in a way you would only expect otherworldly beings to move in. Once I saw the footage, especially in the quality in which it came, I wanted to believe this was nothing more than a fake. That was at least until these local dogs in the neighborhood showed up. Their reaction to the floating object made me believe it could actually be real. But if it's real, what were those things? Why were they there? And how were they able to move like that? Next, we have a trail cam that captured a rather bizarre creature roaming the woods at an ungodly hour. Amidst a thick canopy of green leaves, broken branches, and slanted tree trunks, the camera captures a ghostly figure clinging to shattered boughs. With an appearance reminiscent of century-old cobwebs, almost like a wraith with its gray face resembling a smoke-filtered mask, it lacks eyeballs but possesses empty eye sockets, wooden hands with only 2 fingers, black fur, and visible front teeth. If I ever encountered something like this in real life, I might just be scared out of my wits. But the question remains, is it even real? If it is, why is it roaming the woods? What happened to it? How did it become like this? Has any one of you encountered anything like this, or at least heard stories or legends about creatures like this? If you have, could you please share? We'd really like to know. Have you ever watched a movie and seen people using disguises to break into places? What happens when the disguise isn't human but canine? Confused? Allow me to explain. This footage looks like a cute dog trying to get into his home, right? Would you believe me if I told you that the owner who recorded the footage stated that the dog was already inside the house? So if the dog is already in the house, how could there be another that looks exactly like it trying to break into the house? That's a question we'll never truly know the answer to because the owner never opened the door. He went in and confirmed that his dog was truly indoors. Once the footage was uploaded online, all who saw it believed it was a skinwalker. Given the evidence we're presented with, I'm tempted to believe that hypothesis. The skinwalker could have been trying to lure the owner out using his dog and then unalive him, or worse. What do you think? Before you watch the next clip, could you please hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment if you haven't already? It goes a long way to make it possible to create more videos for you. Thank you for doing so. Moving back to the day's episode. Hikers often come across some of the most breathtaking and mysterious sights in the great outdoors, and spotting a creature on the mountain is an experience that can leave anyone spellbound. In this case, the hiker caught sight of a creature that bore a resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot, but the footage was captured at a distance and wasn't clear enough for a definitive identification. The only way for someone to stand out from that far out was for it to be considerably large. Given that this was captured on a mountain with what looks like fur on its body, we can only assume that's a Bigfoot. If you think otherwise, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Venturing out to capture the serene beauty of mountain greenery, a man found himself unexpectedly turning his lens towards the unknown. Behind a rocky outcrop, a creature reminiscent of the elusive Bigfoot made a brisk appearance, striding across the open field. The one who shared the footage online claimed it was his personal encounter with a Bigfoot. Critically looking at the footage, however, this Bigfoot looks too human. Its body isn't that big, and its movement is more human than creature. Its muscle makeup and all others make it look like it's nothing more than a human in a costume. Personally, I see no Bigfoot. What about you? Next, we have another chilling capture that unveils an otherworldly creature that defies comprehension. Think I'm exaggerating? Well, take a look. This still image was captured on a trail camera situated deep within a mysterious forest, one akin to the Dark Forest Harry Potter series. It reveals a massive, deformed creature with 4 legs and a tail. Taking a second look, you'd realize that the creature appears to have 2 heads. One faces the camera with its mouth agape, while the other gazes in a different direction. As if all these were not weird enough, the creature is also very muscular, with its physique resembling that of a bodybuilder. Either way, we have many questions about this creature and its origin. Is it the result of an experiment gone wrong? Is it an otherworldly creature materializing in our plane? Is it an AI generation meant to throw us off? We simply can't put our finger on it. What do you think it is? What would you do if you found a bear right outside your tent? You know what? Hold that thought. Watch this. What was meant to be a peaceful camping retreat turned into a wild encounter with nature gone wrong. A man seeking to enjoy his time in the great outdoors set up camp in a serene spot. The night passed without incident, but the next morning came with an unexpected twist. As he unzips his tent, expecting the usual sight of trees and sunlight, he's met with a furrier neighbor than anticipated, a bear standing just inches away. In a split second, he retreats into the safety of his tent, zipping it up tight. It seems, however, that the furry intruder wasn't ready to end the conversation. The bear starts growling and scratching at the tent, evidently curious about the new camper in the neighborhood. Faced with a bear trying to turn his tent into an impromptu bear cave, the camper resorts to a bold move, yelling. Miraculously, the tactic works, and the bear, perhaps startled by the unexpected noise, decides to abandon the chat. Luck was certainly on the hiker's side that day. Lesson learned. Sometimes surviving a camping trip means not just communing with nature, but also convincing it to keep a respectful distance. Thanks for joining us on another thrilling episode of Classified Captures. Let's get ready for an adrenaline-packed experience that'll have you gripping the edges of your seat and your heart pounding in ways you never imagined. Ready? Let's dive straight into the action. In the depths of the unknown, where shadows linger and mysteries unfold, we kick off today's episode with a spine-chilling encounter. A man seeking solace in a park under the night sky stumbled upon a peculiar entity. Across the road, beneath the shadow of a tree, a mysterious creature was seen crawling toward him. The camera struggled to focus, but the creature's unsettling silhouette could still be seen, and it suggested an otherworldly being on the move. Due to the blurry nature of the footage, however, it's hard to say what exactly we're dealing with. A part of me wants to believe it's truly a skinwalker, but then again, we can't see much. What do you think? In the spooky confines of what was once a cozy cafe, a malevolent presence materializes with malevolence swirling in the air. Security cameras, once the silent observers of mundane activities, now capture a scene that defies explanation. As the footage unfolds, refrigerators burst open one by one, their contents clattering to the floor with an ominous, unnatural force. The atmosphere trembles with preternatural energy, as if the very essence of the room has been tainted by a sinister entity. Containers spill their secrets only to be inexplicably closed again, like a chilling joke played by the unseen malevolence that now rules this space. It's a tale that might leave you both shivering and bewildered. Probably thought there was going to be a party and it was going to have a boo. On that note, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now. It really helps us out a ton and gives me the opportunity to keep making videos for you. Thank you very much. Moving on. Reports of strange creatures roaming the world have been circulating, and the latest sighting may just be the most spine-chilling one yet. An explorer driven by curiosity stumbled upon an abandoned opening in the woods during the night. Armed with a camera, he decided to document what lurked within. And the footage he captured was enough to make his blood run cold. In the dim light, a bizarre creature was discovered concealed in a ditch, its dark hair protruding eerily. As the explorer approached, the creature, like a phantom, crept closer, revealing a face that would haunt your nightmares. The creature possessed a human-like face, its wet, black hair clinging to its features, yet the remainder of its body defies description. Bony and withered arms, a contorted form, and an unsettling gait. While some speculate it might be a skinwalker, others argue it's nothing more than a CGI creation. What do you think sounds more probable? In a refreshing contrast to the unsettling, our next footage takes us into the mystique of the woods, where a trail camera captured an extraordinary scene. Late at night, an ethereal being, radiant with illumination, gracefully glided through the surroundings. Its shape defied conventional definition, a formless glow moving with an otherworldly elegance. Speculation arose amongst skeptics, suggesting that this radiant entity might be an angel. The way it glowed and moved fueled the imagination, inspiring thoughts of celestial beings gracing the depths of the woods. Is this truly a celestial visitation, a play of light, or perhaps a trick of the lens? Share your thoughts with me. Next, check out this wild discovery in the woods. Here we have a creature that defies the norms of nature. At first glance, this looks like your everyday deer, but a closer look will reveal there's more to this critter than meets the eye. Noteworthy are the peculiar features adorning its face, curious holes that seem to come to life with each breath, casting an otherworldly aura upon the creature. Believe it or not, locals call it the muntjac deer. The muntjac deer, colloquially known as barking deer, a small-sized cervix primarily found in South and Southeast Asia. Distinguished by their modest antlers, these adaptable creatures inhabit a range of environments from tropical forests to human settlements. Their females give birth to 1 or 2 fawns multiple times a year. So that's just a little about these creatures. As incredible and distinguished as they might sound, you can't deny the fact that they're creepy looking if you aren't used to seeing them. Do you think trees can secretly talk like the toys in Toy Story? Well, the next individuals we're featuring seem to think so, even if jovially. The footage starts off with 2 friends leisurely walking through the woods. After introducing themselves, they introduce us to an unusual sight. There, on a tree, is a face. Not the kind of face like patterns you sometimes see on a tree, but an actual face protruding from the bark. It has what looks like eyes, a unique nose, and an open mouth. The remarkable part? It doesn't appear man-made. The features seem to naturally emerge from the tree's bark. While the 2 friends jest and tease, you have to wonder, is this just a quirk of nature, a tree with an unusual growth, or could there be a more mystical explanation, like a possessed tree? In our previous episode, we asked you what you would do if you walked in and saw a dog you didn't own. We thought that was a rare occurrence, but this next footage proves it's not. A man was sitting in his home, pressing his phone and watching YouTube videos and, TikToks and all that kind of stuff. After some minutes, he feels an eerie presence in the room, looks up and sees the dog you see on your screen. He tries to keep his composure and films to make sure he's not seeing things. Aside from the whole thing being spooky and surprising, the dog puts on some facial expression that sends chills down his spine. As if it was not strange enough seeing an unknown dog in your room, having it look at you like that will certainly not feel good. We're not exactly sure how he escaped the situation, but he believes he was visited by a skinwalker. What do you think? In a tale that highlights the untamed instincts of the wild, a man raised a coyote as an unconventional pet and decided to take it den digging one day. Once in its natural habitat, however, something changed. The creature, perhaps stirred by the call of the wild, seemed to forget its domesticated life and, to the surprise of its owner, turned less receptive, playfully.
Oh, hey little coyote. Ow, come here. Can we be friends? Ouch.
A man plays along and even puts his hands in the mouth of the coyote. If that doesn't scream trust and cute, I don't know what would. Enter the perplexing world of shattered glass mysteries. A girl, after retrieving a broken glass from the dishwasher, decides to play detective and reconstruct the puzzle of the glass shard. To her bewilderment, as she diligently tried to piece it back together, something wasn't quite adding up. Despite her efforts to align the shard, it stubbornly refused to fit back in its original place. Turning it around only added to the confusion, as the broken piece seemingly defied the laws of glass puzzle logic. Even when it almost fit, there was a strange twist. The shard had to be inverted, a move that seemed to defy the natural order of things. This mind-bending scenario leaves us with a glass puzzle that seems to have a secret language of its own. And for our final footage, we have one from a hiker who came across a creature in the woods.
Come on up. Why not?
It had its back turned to the camera as it walked ahead, but we all know